It's like, hello again. When I call you to attention, you gotta listen. Hello. Let's get started. You can continue to do your eating and don't talk with your mouth full. Everybody here knows who St. Brendan the Navigator was, I'm sure. He was the Irish monk who, with 5 other Irish monks in a 26-foot leather boat, discovered America 500 years before Columbus. There's another Brendan story I'd like to share with you. We found in the old histories. At one point during one of his many voyages, Brendan and his sailing companions decided that they would stop on a small island and celebrate Easter. Unfortunately, the island sunk into the ocean. They had started their event on a sleeping whale. And the only thing I can say is I hope they had their life jackets on. As you know, Brendan has a number of kind-hearted sponsors that support the program year after year. We're so grateful to them. And we'll be recognizing them and their generosity as we go through the program. Last year, we introduced Brendan's new executive director, Charlie Arms. Charlie is a leader in sailing education in the United States and has leveraged her expertise to significantly alter the Brendan curriculum. And we think it's going to end up serving our kids better. Charlie, you want to tell us about it?
Thank you, Mr. Muldoon. When I was brought in 2007, my focus was incorporating the National On-Water Standards into the curriculum and overseeing the summer program. As it turned out, I had a very hands-on experience, as you might have seen in some of the slides. I was working in the trenches, or really on the beaches, teaching sailing and the Brendan approach. I got to see it firsthand at the Annapolis Sailing School, with small groups, instruction tailored to the individual learning needs of our students, and none of the pressure associated with competitive sailing teams. It was amazing. At St. Mary's College of Maryland, we partnered with Spirit of America, which added other activities to our already rich sailing program. Students learned water rescues, paddling, power boating. They were introduced to watercraft safety, rode on the U.S. Coast Guard large vessel that was down there. They were also exposed to college life. We stayed in the residence halls, they got to eat in the dining hall, and take advantage of the many recreational activities that the campus offers. In addition to these two great programs, we're expanding into Washington this fall with an after-school keelboat program in partnership with DC Sail. We have also began the strategic planning process, which identified the need to improve our marketing and outreach for Brendan Sailing. We do not want to be the best kept secret in programming for youth with learning differences. Our program is not inexpensive to provide, so we also needed to improve our fundraising efforts. Other action items were for to update our board of directors and bylaws, and you got to meet our new board of directors already. You've also likely seen our new quarterly newsletter. We have launched our website, or relaunched our website, and have been actively posting to social media. You can see we've got a poll going on Facebook for our color of our t-shirts this summer. We did a new brochure. There's some in your pails on the table. Please pass that along to a youth that you think might be good for our program. We also have a stack of those in the back. Take them with you, pass it around. We want to get the word out. We hope to reconnect with our alumni family, including past participants, their families, and past instructors and volunteers. We are inviting our alumni family to attend the Back Creek Conservancy's Feet for the Creek party at the Annapolis Sailing School on May 20th. And there's a card in your pail that's about that. The success stories that our alumni share with our current participants is truly inspirational. I've had many people tell me how awesome our program is and ask how they can help. We are revitalizing our volunteer program, and you'll be able to sign up online on what days you're available to volunteer. We need experienced sailors like the Donnybrook folks on the water, as well as helpers on shore. You can help out for an hour or for a whole day or more. We are also accepting donations to our scholarship fund. We pride ourselves on never turning down a student for financial reasons. Our fantastic program is made possible through the generosity of folks like you. There is a pledge card in your pail as well, and a big green bucket in the back that you can toss it into. I would like to add my personal thanks to the incredible hosts that we have, Annapolis Sailing School and St. Mary's College, and soon to follow DC Sail. If it weren't for these amazing hosts, we wouldn't be able to do the programming that we do, and I personally am very grateful. So I'd like to thank you all for coming today, and enjoy the rest of our program.
Thank you, Charlie. You've done a great job this year. Our sailors, I have my glasses on. I've learned a little bit else about other water activities. In fact, today we have Julie Brown. Julie, stand up. The boat. Don't clap for her too. I'll tell you who she is. Stay standing. At attention. Okay. She's the boating education coordinator for the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. And Julie spent a day with our Brendan kids last summer teaching them about water safety. And thank you so much, Julie, for sharing that information with the kids, because it will be invaluable to them. And we also thank you for spreading the boating safety message. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to the awards. Today we'll be presenting 6 awards, 3 for Annapolis and 3 for St. Mary's College. Naturally, we want to begin by taking a moment to recognize 2 of our main sponsors who provide a physical foundation to help us fulfill our mission. Our 2 Brendan homes, one in Annapolis and one in St. Mary's College. As you can imagine, their generosity is a major factor in the sustainability of our program year after year. Rick and Jenny Nelson, please stand. Thank you for continuing the Annapolis Sailing School's support of Brendan and your interest in strengthening our partnership. We are excited about exploring new ways we can work together, like cross-marketing our programs to expand our services to the community. We are so grateful that you continue to have us be part of the Annapolis Sailing School community and look forward to a bright future of growth together. Give them a hand. We are also excited that the St. Mary's College president, who is that girl? Wanda Jordan, okay, is also interested in expanding their ties with Brendan. And she has sent 2 of her top people from the college here to be with us today. So if you would also stand, Leonard Brown, the Dean of Students, and Mike Work, the provost. Did I mispronounce your name? Mike. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We're looking forward to explore ways that our Brendan sailors can work closely with St. Mary's students and faculty. Okay, now, the first award, the No Guts, No Glory Award, is our longest standing award. The name of this award honors a couple that have been part of the Brendan family for 3 decades. Howard and Jeannie Klutz were so instrumental in me getting this program started, and we are just so grateful that they're still with us and still helping. When we send out the invitation for the brunch, we got an immediate call from them saying that they would be at a previously planned vacation in Paris. So they won't be with us this year, but they've been with us most years. And so we're asking a long-time Brendan supporter in many ways to join us. Lee Tanya is the Executive Director of the National Sailing Hall of Fame, and he's going to present the No Guts, No Glory Award for the Klutz family. Lee?
Thank you, Jim. Jim asked me to say a little bit. Jim's done so much for sailing. Not only the Brendan, but he helped us get the National Sailing Hall of Fame started. And it's been a wonderful institution that reaches out to people, and it's really also well connected to the Brendan. On your table, he asked me to say, because I work for him, so he said, say something about the Hall of Fame. So on your table is a card, and I just read the card to you because it really talks about what you do at Brendan, and I think what we do at sailing. We believe what you see on the water will change the way you see life on land. We believe the people who don't sail are missing something. We believe we all can change that. Jim, thanks for that. So, Joanne sent me this, and I looked at that word up there, and I said, what is that sound? I thought it was a Russian So I emailed Joanne back and I said, Joanne, how do you pronounce that phonetically? I'm dyslexic, so she actually emailed me back how to pronounce the name of the award winner tonight. And I said, no, Joanne, it was the name of the award. So I now know what the name of the award is. It's the No Guts, No Glory Award. And today, the award, as Jim said, is given each year to somebody who contributes to the Brendan program through a positive attitude and eagerness to sail. This year's awardee started the summer in Annapolis camp with measured enthusiasm and clear commitment to sail. His enthusiasm grew with each day, and he gained more experience and confidence on the water. He was happy to sail with any partner, and even single-handedly challenged open-fixed sailboats, great boats. He was a model sailor. He often participated in midday games and was very encouraging to others. He skippered the boat in the challenging water drills with success, and at the end of the day, he was helpful in de-rigging the boats and putting away all the gear. One thing he really mastered was removing all the sand off the equipment, as well as his own feet. While he participated in all three Brendan sessions, Max Mazer is the winner of the No Guts, No Glory Award this year for his contribution to the Annapolis Sailing Program this summer. Max, thank you for being an outstanding.
All right. Lee, thanks for kicking off the awards presentation. And I'd like to say thanks to his wife, Gunny. Raise your hand, Gunny, for being here and demonstrating your continued support and commitment to the Brendan sailing. Now on to the next award. Interesting looking, isn't it? This award is named for Valerie Hill, my dear friend who managed the Brendan program for over 20 years and paid for part of it without telling me for 20 years. So she was quite a gal. Joanne, would you please come up and make this award for this year's presentation?
Thank you, Chairman Logan. I have to use my glasses. In 1997, after over a decade of hosting the Brendan program in multiple locations, Brendan was so fortunate, with the help of a true friend, to find a permanent home. There were many details to sort through: the terms of the partnership, the relationship with the state, insurance requirements, equipment, and so on and so on. This year's winner understood the value of the Brendan program from the very beginning. He worked diligently to forge a win-win arrangement between us, to lay the foundation of a decades-long support that would come through multiple owners and multiple managers. And to this day, Brendan benefits from this man's continued support through articles he sponsors in various Annapolis magazines, and by featuring Brendan sailing annually on his weekly WNAV radio show, The Boat Show. Rick Franke, for your decades-long contribution to the Brendan Sailing Program, please accept the Valerie M. Hill Award, an award named after a woman named
we'd also like to thank his wife, Barbara, for being here. Barbara, raise your hand. Thank you. Okay, now I'd like to take a moment to thank a person who's been central to our efforts to enhance the Brendan program and position it to grow. And that is Brian Dorbell, our strategic planning facilitator. Please stand, Brian, and be recognized. He is a founding partner of Think First Serve, a company that specializes in helping programs grow and improve. Brian has been providing his services to Brendan for nearly a year, clearly well below their cost. Thank you so much, Brian, for helping to steer our way into the future. We really appreciate it. Okay, now it's time to present the Arthur Burney Award. This goes to the St. Mary's Brendan Advanced Sailor. Learning to sail includes learning about the environment, the wind, the tides, the weather, and all kinds of other things. And while on or near the water, sailors often enjoy sunshine, warmth, and beautiful scenery. Thanks to Art Burney and his son Lex, owners of Port Annapolis, we are fortunate to kick off our Brendan program every year surrounded by such beauty. Holding our program orientation on the water is always a great treat for everybody. Lex, would you please come up and make this award?
Well, I'm not so sure about the Advanced Sailor part of this award. It reminds me of years ago when I was 16 or 17, I was with Dad and we were doing a Chesapeake Bay race. And we were DFL, for those of us who know what that means. We were so far behind that there were no boats left out on the bay except for the committee boat and us. Our sail number was, I've never forgotten, it was 3082. It was getting dark. And as we were attempting to get to the finish line, the committee boat pulled its anchor out, did a complete circle around us, and said, 3082, you are now officially finished. Go home. So, the other thing I was thinking as I was listening to everybody, there's a terrific adventurer and writer named Ernest Don. He wrote a book called Song of the Sirens about his magnificent schooner, Albatross, which actually became part of a movie later on called White Squall. If you've not seen that. One of his famous quotes is, in large boats, there is travail and perplexity, and in small boats, there is joy. So I'm just reminded of how much joy there is in this room and how much you can get from small boats. So before proceeding with the award, I'd like to recognize another Brendan supporter, the Omidyar Network Foundation. Longtime friend of Brendan, Chris Keefe, works for this philanthropic investment firm. Chris has chosen Brendan as an organization that helps make a positive social impact and sees that his firm makes a very generous contribution to Brendan each year. But on to the good stuff. The Arthur Burney Award is given to a St. Mary's sailor who demonstrates a clear love for sailing and for the Chesapeake Bay, a sailor who wants to learn, contribute, and grow as a sailor. We all know that attending an overnight camp and spending over a week in a new place with new people can be overwhelming for new campers. But fortunately for this year's new campers, there was a veteran Brendan sailor who was ready and able to help. This sailor not only set a great example for the newer campers to follow, but was also helpful to the staff in many ways. Having participated in Brendan for more than 8 years, she knows the ropes in more ways than one and showed great leadership in helping the instructors. Her positive can-do attitude and patience were instrumental in the success of the session. Congratulations to Laura Rossi for a well-deserved award. Please come on.
Let's thank you again for your continued support, Brendan. Pages are sticking together. Okay, you have some things to say, Joanne?
Okay. Earlier today, Charlie Arns, our executive director, mentioned that we were trying to expand our alumni program. So we're on a mission to bring our family together through more events. We already started that program, and we're going to talk about one and show you a few photos right now. Last month, with the help of the organizing skills of Pat Ewing, where are you, Pat? Pat Ewing, thank you, Pat. And the camaraderie of some other Brendan family members, Guy Wygans and Jim Muldoon Jr. and Sam Ewing, joined Chairman Muldoon in the Caribbean for a cruise. They went to the Grenadines, they flew into St. Lucia, and then they had a ball for about 7 days. Yeah. They sailed from St. Lucia to Beckley, then on to Union Island, then on to Tobago Cay, they had a stop. Then they went to St. Vincent and Young Island, Mr. Muldoon's favorite. So you too could have that opportunity if you stay connected, stay engaged. We're going to be doing more of these cruises. They may not be all as grand as this one, but they will be fun. So, alumni program forthcoming. Stay tuned for announcements. Thank you.
Okay, back to the awards. Most of you know that there's a very special place in my heart for St. Mary's College of Maryland and the St. Mary's College sailing team. The campus is beautiful. The college is truly a center of academic excellence, and the sailing team is routinely recognized on the national level for its competitive wins. These guys that come up and use this, they're messing up my papers. The next award, the Molly Mahoney Award, recognizes a volunteer who goes above and beyond to support the Brendan program at St. Mary's. It is named after a very successful businesswoman and former board chair of St. Mary's College and a longtime supporter of our program. Molly Mahoney is here today with her husband Lou and her son Ken. Where's Dan? Okay. Molly, thank you for your long-time commitment to Brendan and expanding that commitment by coming on our board and now for making this annual award a family affair. Dan, for the second year in a row, come on up and take this award.
Hey everybody, we'll keep this short. As Chairman Muldoon mentioned, this is the second year in a row that I've been honored with the opportunity to highlight and recognize the achievements of the Brendan Sailor. Today we'd like to thank the Catula Family Trust for their ongoing support. Their very generous contributions have helped make it possible for us to continue the Mahoney Award tradition. This year's award winner has been quietly supporting the Brendan program's activities in St. Mary's for many, many years. Last summer was no different. In fact, the motivation to help blossomed even further. Recognizing the opportunity to advance a seasoned Brendan sailor with powerboat operation skills, this person graciously spent hours providing boating specialized advanced safety skills training, helping poise the 2017 Brendan Program Skills Leadership. She said this of her powerboating student: "He exudes a love of sailing, which is infectious to those around him. He's charming, helpful, eager to learn, and eager to share his knowledge with others." Amy Wardlow, please join me to accept the Molly Mahoney Award for your outstanding contributions to the Brendan Sailing Program and St. Mary's Brendan Sailing Program.
Okay, the next award, the Jerry and Catherine Wood Award, is named for the former longtime members of the Annapolis Sailing School, who originally gave Brendan the home it continues to enjoy today. We are truly fortunate that the current owners, Rick and Jenny Nelson, are continuing to generously provide us with an Annapolis home. As you can imagine, having facilities donated has an enormous impact on our sustainability. So thank you so much for the Nelsons. Rick, would you please come up and present this year's Wood Award?
I won't mess up your papers. But this will.
You got your glasses on.
I've got my glasses on. When Jenny and I bought the sailing school, we had many surprises. Some of them perhaps on the work to do side, but one of the very nice surprises was really Brendan Sailing and our participation in that and the ability to continue with the tradition. We also learned that there's other traditions, maybe a Back Creek tradition in terms of support for Brendan Sailing and what the Bernie family has done. So I think it's kind of a nice continuation of what can be done for the kids. Going back to the people that started tradition, Jerry and Kathy Wood, I actually never met them. Jenny worked for Jerry and Kathy, so she knows quite well because she started as an instructor as a teenager at the school. And the award that they've, which has been named after them, I think is quite fitting because it's really about the entry-level sailor at the St. Mary's program, which has shown enthusiasm and contributed to the program so much there. Today's recipient embraced the program with a great deal of enthusiasm, not only sailing, but kayaking, even took the power boats out. In the evening, rock climbing, bowling, just being diverse and everything. And I had a chance to speak with the recipient and found out that we had two things in common, our dislike of jellyfish and our sensitivity to sunburn. And he apparently was quite good at putting on some of that sunblock 50 to make sure that he wasn't affected. I'd like you to join with me in terms of recognizing the outstanding sailor in the 1917 to the 2017 program, Jack Wheeler. Outstanding contribution to the program. We want to thank you. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, when we first established the Loman Award, Kurt was so happy to know that his Donnybrook family would forever be linked to the Brendan family. We continue Kurt's legacy today by recognizing the Donnybrook crew member who helped instill in our Brendan sailors what it means to be a true sailor of character. Kurt's wife Roberta and his daughter Nikki are here today to present the Loman Award. Please come up and do so.
My father, Kurt Loman, loved sailing. He loved teaching, and as a longtime navigator, he loved Donnybrook more than anything. He was also a committed Brendan supporter.
Some of you may know that Kurt and my father, Bob Wilson, who passed away just last year, were very close. And when Kurt learned that my father was on the board of the College Foundation, Kurt immediately thought about Brendan and the program. And I'm very happy to say that Kurt's friendship with my dad reinforced the College Foundation's interest in becoming a premier Brendan sponsor that it is today. We are enormously grateful to the College family and the College Foundation. Because of them, Brendan is able to provide scholarships to students in need every year.
The Kurt Lohman Award was established to recognize a like-minded Donnybrook friend and mentor to Brendan sailors. This year's Lohman Award winner was a friend of my dad's, both on and off the water. When my father reached out for crew support to help with Brendan activity, this crew member jumped in without hesitation. A couple of years ago, a very small group of Donnybrook crews spent the weekend at St. Mary's College with Brendan, jointly donating their time to support the St. Mary's Special Olympics. This sailor was there, eagerly lending a helping hand, while also sharing sea stories with the sailors. And I couldn't be more pleased to present this award to him today.
This year's Lohman Award winner is a passionate sailor who truly enjoys working with the kids and passing on his love of sailing and water. Pancho Gonzalez, please join us to accept the Kurt Lohman Award.
Thank you, Roberta and Nikki. Kurt would be very proud of you both continuing his legacy. And all of his crew members fondly really remember Kurt. On that note, some of you may have noticed a special glass award on display in the reception. Charlie, we announced the newest initiative to connect Brendan and the Donnybrook team together while supporting another very worthwhile cause.
So Evan is being our Vanna White back there, displaying the trophy. Many organizations have begun to encourage youth participation in offshore sailing, from intercollegiate sailing or big boat races like the Newport to Bermuda or the Transpac. When Scotty Anderson approached Mr. Muldoon about a Donnybrook Brendan trophy for the Hospice Cup, we thought it would be a natural choice to designate the trophy for the boat with the most youth participation. The Hospice Cup is on September 15th, and we encourage you all to enter your teams, and if you need crew, let me know. We will get some Brendan kids out on your boat. I'd like to ask Scott Anderson to stand up, and thank you very much for all your, oh, there he is, for all your work with the Hospice Cup.
Okay. Thank you, Charlie, and thank you again, Scott, for the opportunity to support hospice and strengthen the relationship between Donnybrook and Brendan. Now, before we go any further, I have a surprise. At our first board meeting today, the board decided to create an award that would be given by the board for the person that contributed, in the board's opinion, the most to the Brendan program that year. And we've decided to name that award after the first recipient, Joanne Dorval. guess we made the right decision. I'd like to thank Joel and Dylan for helping us hand out these trophies. Stand up, guys. The one thing that I cannot tell you, could never tell you, is how much that lady has done to work on this program for us. And she's so deserving of that award. Now, we don't have a trophy to show yet. We will have a big one next year, and it's going to be nice. Okay, we hope you enjoyed today's program. Before you move into the picture taking mode, let's give a round of applause to all of our winners. Thank you again to today's presenters and to our donors and our sponsors. We can't thank you enough, and all you have to do is look in the face of some of these kids sometime and you'll know why it's a worthwhile thing to do. Thank you so much for coming again, and hope to see you next year. So Mark after is going to take some pictures. So with the award winners, come up to the front here so that we can get your picture taken. And the presenters also, I'm sorry. Come on up, guys. The food's gone.
You should just let them down. Yeah, you're gonna take them down. That's the thing, it's like, of course, let my crash down. Of course, I wish to hear street books and stuff. But she doesn't parents.
Hello, everyone. There's ice cream in the room next door. Ice cream for dessert in the room next door. Ice cream and beach balls. Good feed. Thank you. One more time is ice cream next door. Go out and enjoy some ice cream right in the reception area. Ice cream. Ice cream for everybody.